Guys, the classes are provided by CECA, and these are the free of the cost classes. And anybody after the Canada migration, you can also opt the option for free eligibility check of your documents, of your experience, of anything you have with you, and you want to assess it for your Canada migration, then you can do that. The classes is 2 to 4 every Monday to Friday, like in the week. There is no weekend class for the IELTS, but yes, it is there for the PTE. That's on Monday, that's on Sunday, 12 to 2, and you can check the link for the same if you are after that class, and if you want to know what's there in PT, so you can attend that class in the weekend as well. And yes, definitely weekdays we do offer classes 10 to 12 every day, Monday to Friday, right? So today, as I told you earlier as well, that we are gonna have the speaking session of the IELTS. That's what we are starting today with. And yes, I need the participation from all you of you guys, because without participation we won't be able to justify this module, because you have to answer me, only then I can give you the feedback on the same. And talking about the speaking of IELTS, this is going to be face-to-face interview with the examiner. Just a quick brief up. So it is broken down into 3 parts. Part 1, it's about you. So mainly this is about you. It will consist of a question that will be revolving around your choices, like dislike, family, friends, relatives, study, work experience, and tour trips you enjoyed, and the weather of the place you like, the place you were living, the place you are living, right? So this is all about you. So there will be around, you see, 5 to 6 question in there, sometimes 4 to 5 question in there, and you are spending 4 to 5 minutes on this part of the exam. The next part is the called long run. We call it Q card, right? So there are different name for that. So that means they give you a topic here. This topic could be related to anything now. Anything means it could be a person related topic, it could be a place related topic, object related topic, experience related topic. So this is like one thing they give you there. And they give 1 minute to prepare you. Just you can think about what you are going to speak about this given topic. They do provide you with a notebook and a notepad and a pencil. You can write down the ideas or the points you're going to describe in the cue card, and after that, when 1 minute is over, you have to speak 2 minutes on that given topic, on that given subject, right? So no repetitions are allowed in that. Obviously your fluency matters there. If you are so fluent, definitely it affects your score. If you're fumbling, having pauses, speaking, finishing off early, so it all affects your score out there. And here, remember that whatever the topic is, kindly add 2 to 3 good vocabulary words in there, because that boosts up your score. And never stop by yourself. Only the examiner is going to stop you, because watch is with the examiner, it's not with you. So it's when the examiner wants to stop you, he or she will ask you to close-ended question. Like suppose if it's about a person, so you still admire that person. So that means he wants you to stop now. So you are just saying yes or no answer, and that's it, right? So this is the end of the part 2. Then part 3 is more abstract. It is having question related to the cue card only. So if the question is the person you admire in your life, right? So now the third section questions, they will be more related to, people who aspire, what sort of people aspire other people, and what are the struggles behind being famous, and what is the criteria of successfulness, has it been different in the past, and how it is now in the present. So you see all the aspects of that cue card will be there in the part 3 question. And here we have to give developed answer. We cannot write here, we cannot say here, sorry, 1 or 2 sentence answer. We have to say at least 3 to 4 sentences here, to just completely justify the answer, reason that, maybe adding reasoning that by adding example, explanation, description, personal experience, right? So we have to justify an answer, we have to give a developed answer here. But here in part 1, as I told you, here we are just speaking 1 or 2 sentences, that's enough. Here we are speaking 3 to 4 sentences, that's enough, right? And this again lasts for 4 or 5 minutes, and here you will be having around you see 5 to 6 questions again, right? Altogether speaking timing is 11 to 14 minutes, right? So 11 to 14 minutes are really you see they're really precise. And when you enter into the room, that's the time which is different. Than so altogether the whole process of the speaking exam will take somewhere around 25 minutes, right? So that's all. And yes, you have to carry your identification, which is your passport, right? You have to carry that along in the examination room. If you're not having that, you won't be able to sit in the exam at first, right? So this is a requirement which is like must to be there with you. And moving on with the speaking. So never give the memorized answer. Just I'm quickly briefing it up. Never give the memorized answer, right? Never go after the long complex sentences when you are not sure that you are speaking in a right grammatical structure. Keep it simple, keep them simple, to simple sentences, to compound sentences. It is not about how fancy vocabulary you are using out there. It's about how well you are in conveying your ideas to the other person in English language, right? So just give more focus on the right grammatical structure and tenses, right? Whatever you're using, not into the, like I'm using the complex sentences only, I'm getting more marks. No, don't do that, right? And don't mess up with the accent. If I know the British accent perfectly, only then I'll be speaking it up. If not, whatever is my natural neutral accent, I'll be following that. Because otherwise, if I just juggling up with the between the different accents, I'll be messing up the pronunciation, and examiner can easily get that, and that will bring down the scale of the pronunciation lower, right? So just communicate well the ideas you want to convey for the ask question, for the ask cue card. That's how you can extend and get more marks here. And confidence is the another key. Whatever you are speaking, you need to be really confident. Losing confidence doesn't help you here, right? Fumbling, hesitant voice, effortful voice, right? So all these things, like the nervous body language, so all these things are accountable for making your score lesser, right? Because definitely if you're not confident enough while giving an answer, that means you are somewhere lacking in the language, or you feeling like I'm not speaking well, maybe I'm making mistakes. And being nervous, we do make more mistakes, right? So whatever I have with you, I should be really fluent with that answer, without fumbling, hesitation, no repetition. And yes, we can make mistakes, like suppose grammatical error, right? I have to say I am, so I said I was, right? Now I have to say in a present form, but I said in a past form. So I can correct myself. There is no hard and fast rule here like the PTE, that I cannot go back and correct myself. Sometimes it is just like spontaneously we say that something in the present form which need to be said in the past, or vice versa. So what you can simply do, you can correct yourself, right? Because we are talking with the human right now, not with the system here, right? So these are the things to keep in mind. This is sort of the question you will be having in the part 1. You can see here. So it's all about you, work or study, what kind of work, what are your interests, hobbies, what would you like to change in your life, what is your typical day like at work, right? So this is how the first part questions will be, and 1 to 2 sentence answer is enough. That means I'm giving an answer, I'm working, right? And whatever job you do, you can mention that, and why you like that job, you can mention that with that. So an answer, a reason, that's it. That's what needed in the part 1. These are the ways to extend the answers. You can add how you feel about that, about the asked question. This will give extension to your answer. Of course, one-liners are not allowed here. One-liners won't give you good marks here. You have to at least give 2 sentences, 2 to 3 sentences as an answer, so that you are just explaining whatever is asked by you, asked to you by the examiner, right? Another way, just simply add contrastive details, right? Like I do this job, but I would like to change to this in the future, so something like that, right? And then you can simply add some extra details by using and, with, and also, right? This is another way to extend your answers. Then you can talk about what it used to be. If they ask about your favorite pastime, now in the past, it used to be like sitting in the garden, right? But present, it is changed now. Now I just like to listen to music, right? So it could be like what it used to be and what it is now, right? This is also one way to extend your answer in the part 1. Then reason why you like that thing, or why not you like that thing. So reasoning will or added extended length to the answer you are giving in here. And then you can add examples here from your real life. They're asking you, did you gel up well with your brother, with your sister? So you can actually take your example from the real life and add that there with your answer and give extension to it, right? So before the part one begin, when you're sitting with the examiner, definitely you entering the room, there will be only one person sitting, the examiner itself, and he will be asking your name, right? Always give your full name and don't give your, short names or any, so I mean any nicknames or something like that. And if your first name is big, then whatever normally your friends call with the short first name, you can just give that name to the examiner. And then she'll be asking for your identification, which is your passport, show them, right? And they'll be just relating the details, right? Maybe asking your date of birth, etc. And then they will say that, okay, now we shall begin, right? So this is the time you can say yes, you can say I want to have water, but never say no, right? Water thing is just like if you want to, it is not necessary to ask for water. All right, so moving to part two, this is the cue card. So same like that, this printed paper will be handed over to you, right? And here, this is called the helping questions, hint questions. See, it is said that you don't need to add these question in your answer, but these are very helpful. You go by them, you are actually framing a logical cue card. A logical sequence will be there in the events, right? And you see, it will be really developed cue card if you're going after these questions and adding details as per the demand of these questions, right? So always take account of these questions. Try to frame the cue card in the same direction the questions are written. Definitely for every question, at least 2 to 3 sentences need to be there to make the answer of length of 2 minutes, right? So you can, yeah, I told you a notepad and a pencil is provided. You always want, if you want to make notes in this form of words only, of course you won't be able to write any sentences there. 1 minute, you see, this is very precise. So notes quickly you can write here. Something which you owe is very important. So for me, it could be car, right? So I'll be writing car gifted by my parents, having it from last 4 years. It is this model, it is this shape and color, and when I first got it, how I felt about it, what for what purposes I'm using it, if I can imagine my life without it, right? And how it is helping to other people around me as well, and how it is saving my time, right, and helping me with the different course of my daily life, routine life. So this is like hints. That's how you are writing the hints on the paper provided to you, because while speaking the cue card, if you just just speaking one aspect and you feeling like, okay, what to say next, just have a quick look on the notes. You can look at your notes. It's like no rule there that you cannot see the notes you have written over there on the paper. For sure you can have a look at them, and again just look at the examiner and continue with your answer. It's not like that you're taking a pause there while speaking only. You just rotating your eyes toward the notes, and you get that, okay, this is what the next thing I can speak. But don't break that flow, right? Don't do that. Okay, I'll finish off with, okay, car, right? Now I'm stopping and going back to my notes. Okay, what purposes I use it for? It should not be like that. it should be it should be really flowy, right? So this is how you are just finishing it off, right? And part three, so this is the the structure you can follow. The introduction of the cue card, then past of that subject, then description of it, what's your opinion about it, and what could be the possible future of that thing in the cue card, right? If you follow in this sequence, again you will be gathering good points, good ideas for the cue card, right? Then part three question related to the cue card, as I told you, right? So here we have to give extended answers, elaborated and developed answers. So just in case you're not getting the question, so these are the phrases that will help you to buy some time, right? It is not that you are using them a lot, but yes, there are 5 6 questions, and there is a third question the examiner asked me, and instantly I didn't get any idea in my mind what to speak, right? So in that case, what you can do, this is the phrases like, oh, this is very interesting question, let me think about it, and as per my knowledge, what I believe, you see. So this will buy you time. So this 3-4 second gap, or the time you're buying by saying these phrases, will give your mind chance to think about the asked question and add your ideas to that, or maybe examples, maybe explanation. So whatever you can think about the possible answer, right? And sometimes actually we have no idea about the asked question. First thing, this is not your GK exam, right? General knowledge exam. So what you can do, you can simply start. That's an interesting question, but I'm afraid I don't have any idea in relation to that. But like, if in my opinion, if I have to say, or if I have to, go through the same situation, so this will be my possible way of dealing with it, right? So this is like how you can answer, because at the end of the day, this is your English speaking exam. It's not your general knowledge exam. So maybe some question we are not aware about, right? So it's okay to say that I don't have the exact idea regarding this situation, but if I put myself into the same situation, this is I would do, right? And these are the reason why I'll be doing that, right? So this is how you can answer them. So it's more about how well you are in conversation, conversational English in a formal setting. That's what they're checking you for, right? So yeah, don't overuse them. Very important. So it's not like that every question you're doing that because you're not getting it. Obviously, this could not be the case. 5-6 question, maybe just one question, maybe you're not getting it, maybe just 2 question max you're not getting it, but you are getting the other question and not overusing these phrases, because that's actually show the lack of understanding. You get that? That means the examiner is asking you something, but you're not able to get it. That means you got poor listening skills in regards to the English language, right? So this is also one important thing, that do not overuse it. Maybe with one question you're doing it, it's all fine, right? And take my words, it won't be like more than one question which is exactly not understandable, and it could be the case you're getting all the questions straight away, right? Okay, then how to extend answer in part 3. Okay, see, the normally student answer me part 3 question very lengthy. They just try, keep on adding details, explanation, examples, everything. Basically, guys, the 11 to 14 minute is the time. Do you think that examiner is going to listen to you, till the time you are speaking like a, as like you are giving a lecture or, delivering a presentation sort of? No. So there is a rule, 3 to 4 sentence rule, right? If you're not capable of conveying your message perfectly in 3 to 4 sentences, that means you are lacking in good range of vocabulary, right? So if I'm having good words with me, I can convey my message in 3-4 sentences. That's perfect, right? 3, 4, or maybe 5. Yeah, that's it. But if I'm speaking 6, 7, 8, 9 sentences for one question, that means maybe I'm not capable of conveying my message by using less of words, right? So this is again one thing which is getting, evaluated while you are giving answer. So never give too long answers here for part 3, and never give too short answers. So be somewhere around 3 to 5 sentences. This is the exact limit which will actually be sufficient for every parameter you are getting tested on, right? So just reaching to the end of it. So the first method to extend your answer, or in case you're not getting the straight idea and you already used one of the phrases I told you, so how can you buy time and how can you just think about what I can say here, right? So paraphrase the question. Now the examiner asks you, what can people do to try and reduce water pollution? So you are a student, you're answering, so what can individual do to ensure water is kept clean? I think, right? So this is the paraphrasing, same thing in different words. So this is one way you can paraphrase and extend your answer, and you can even buy time to think how I'm adding things here, right? But again, this should not be used for every answer, and only when you think it is appropriate, right? So these are the various techniques I'm sharing with you, but doesn't mean that you are just implementing them if every question. It's your understanding how you obviously opting them and how you are using them. The second way, explain the reasoning. What can people do to reduce water pollution? So for me to curb water use, um, at home. This is the one thing people can do, right? And why they'll be doing that, because majority water is used in home. And why it is used in home? Because for cleaning, for washing, for cooking, right? And why it will further help, because therefore reducing the amount of water we use, the government can conserve the water supply. Yeah, that's why. And keep it clean, right? So by keep asking ourselves why I think this is I'm saying, and what is the reasons behind that. So keep asking yourself why, and you will be getting sufficient 3 4 sentences. If we say exactly hitting the bull eye, right? That's how your answers will be. So this is another method. Then give example. So sometime there is a question when we are not giving so many whys reasonings. So what we doing there, we adding an example there. Sometime actually a question is there, we got good knowledge of it, and we know exactly what's happened in the recent day or in the past day, or what is the government policy for the same, and what is the effects of that policy. So you can add a live example there, whatever you know, good to your knowledge, right? Like this is the case here. So modes of transport people use in country changed much over last few decades. So yeah, they changed. Most people use bicycle, but now they're predominantly using motorbikes. For example, a survey found that 72 people in Ho Chi Minh City now own a motorbike, right? So this is another way to extend your answers here. Then make concession. So we are making concession that by adding the contrastive details. So to what extent do you think advertising affect people's shopping habits? So for firstly, I said, yeah, they just affect the people shopping habits to great extent, right? And then I do not have much to say in this regard now. So just add a concession there, right? However, it must have some influence if companies pay lots of money for ads. So this is another way you can extend an answer here, and you are just giving the relevant answer, not talking about here and there. But yes, keep being on the question only, being talking relevant to the question only, and actually sufficiently answering the question, right? So these are the things about all 3 parts of the exam, speaking exam, right? So these are the journal tips, but this is for the one who is just about to sit for the exam, right? Okay, so now we can start with the practice of the speaking. Now it's your time to speak, and I'll be asking you question. Okay, now one thing, I won't be showing you the question. There is a reason for that, because in the exam you guys won't be able to see the question, right? Because the questions are asked by the examiner, and you need to have good listening skills as well, because that's how you are understanding the question in first go. So that's why I'm not showing you the question. I'm just asking you, understand it in first go and answer it. So shall we start?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes.
Just a second here. So the first question here is, this is part one, like we'll be doing all the parts. Do you have a lot of furniture in your home? I won't be taking name. It's your choice who wants to speak. Do you have a lot of furniture in your home?
Yes, there are several furnitures in my home, which makes my home very beautiful. Among them, my favorite one is the sofa, which is in the living room.
All right. Any other person? Do you have a lot of furniture in your home?
Yes, I do have several furniture in my home because there is the indeed of the home activity to accomplish in effective manners.
Good. Okay, so the next question is, do you have any wooden furniture? Do you have any wooden furniture?
Most of the furnitures in my home is made of wood, and I think wooden furnitures are more long lasting, and it is more it is more beautiful as well.
As compared to the other or metal or any other materials furniture. And Mio, Reshma, Aman, everybody is participating, guys. Okay, so nobody is perfect here. So try to give an answer here. And this is how we can be more confident for the real exam. As I cannot see you, so it's clearly fine. I'm only hearing you. Has anyone bought a piece of furniture for you? Has anyone bought a piece of furniture for you? Yes, Shan.
Yes, my uncle
Okay,
gave me
Mia.
a furniture last year, which is looking beautiful in our home.
Okay, so you can add, yes, my uncle gifted me a piece of furniture. What it is, you can add that as well. And it's quite beautiful, or it intensify the beauty of our home, right? Good,
Okay,
very
right.
good. So anyone else? Has anyone bought a piece of furniture for you?
Yes, of course. I got a study table as a gift on my birthday, which is presented by my daughter and which is very useful for me.
All right. So next is, what kind of furniture would you like to buy? What kind of furniture would you like to buy? Yeah, Shan.
Um, when I buy a piece of furniture, there are many things which I really look into, such as the duration, how long it will last, and how if it is matching with the other interior uh, things in my home, and also I will check the price as well.
All right. Any other person? What kind of furniture would you like to buy?
I would like to buy a dining table, which
Mm-hmm.
which enhance the beauty of drawing room, and it it's also it
Also one
also
article which must need to be there in the home.
okay.
All right. Good. Reshma, what kind of furniture would you like to buy?
So I would like to buy a tea
Mm-hmm.
table for my balcony because the summer is coming, and like it's a perfect place to sit and have been relaxed there.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's very good. Good one. Okay, the next question. Which furniture in your home do you like the best? Which furniture in your home do you like the best?
So there are various furniture in my home, but like the best one I would say is my studying
Okay,
table
that's your.
because that's more spacious for me. Like I can sit, study, and have my own time there, but relaxing. Yes.
All right. Good, good. Anybody else? Which furniture in your home do you like the best? Sheetal?
Uh, yes, I have several furniture in my home, such as dining table, wardrobe. Uh, the special thing about that I would like best is my wardrobe, uh, because I love to put my things well organized and neat and tidy. So that keeps my room beautiful and seems to be night. Uh, sorry, neat and tidy.
So the best piece of the furniture in my home is the wardrobe
Yeah,
because it helped me to organize my stuff and give it a neat and tidy look,
yeah.
right? Okay, are you planning to buy any furniture this year? Are you planning to buy any furniture this year?
As I'm not financially certain due to this pandemic, I'm not sure whether I can buy any new furniture in my home.
All right, that's a good answer. Okay, who's next?
Of course, I'm extremely fond of shopping, so I will plan to buy a new kitchen wardrobe set for the new upcoming Diwali festive eve.
All right. All right. Anybody else? Are you planning to buy any furniture this year?
Yes, this year I'm planning to buy a shelf for my books. So my books will be organized in a better way.
In a better way, right? Okay, so you can understand here the all question I just asked you, they're much alike, similar in nature, right? If I just go back, like, do you have a lot of furniture in your home? Then it comes to, do you have any wooden furniture? Has anyone bought a piece of furniture for you? What kind of furniture would you like to buy? Which furniture in your home do you like the best? Are you planning to buy any furniture this year? So you see these questions, and this will be the case with every part one question. They're much similar in nature, you know. So you see, maybe sometime you already said something as an answer to some question, and likewise then again there is a question. So which furniture in your home do you like the best? Or maybe a question come, you planning to buy any furniture this year? So maybe for me, I just already said the balcony table, right? And that's the one thing I want to buy. But now I cannot repeat the same idea here. I have to maybe just imagine something else. Okay, this is the one thing I want to buy, because this is helping me in this thing, or I just need this thing for this purpose, right? Don't repeat your ideas here in the question. Always give something different for every answer, every question here, right? Because they're gonna be much similar in nature, but we are picking every time something different to answer, right? Okay, so now I have to show you the cue card, so that's why I'm sharing this screen, because that's how it will be in the exam as well. So I have to stop it for a while, going back, sharing the Word document, and yes, here you go. So this is how your cue card will be, right? So this is one of the question of this series. Okay, so here is the cue card. Describe a person who often helps other, right? Describe a person who often help others. So what you can say for that, you see, this is not important to include everything, but as I told you, this will help you to build developed logical and sequential answers, right? Who the person is, but before that, add introduction, maybe one sentence, right? So there are very few person I know who like to often help other people. Maybe that's an introductory line for me. It could be something else for you. Then out of all these people, I really like this guy, girl, right? That person name, you know, how often this person helps other. So now and then, or whenever somebody is in need, or you know, donating in the NGOs, charities, right? Something like that, whatever you want to mention here. Why this person helps others, so what is the reason behind that? Motivation. So just think about any motivation for that person. Maybe it's nature, then you won't be having much things to say. Or maybe it could be some other thing, right? So because he also had a lot of struggle in the life, and he know the hardship of the life, maybe this could be one possible reason. And you can also add an you know, incident here, and how you feel about this person. So definitely that's your, like, how you feel about that person, and then one closing sentence, right? So you got time to prepare this. You can take notes, you can plan on how I'm giving answer here, and when you're ready, just let me know. I'll be taking care of your time, and I'll be listening to you how well you're framing your cue card here. So now start preparing. When you're ready, just let me know. Yes, Aman, you want to ask something? You ready? Okay, I think it is by mistake. All right. So how long you will be taking?
Yeah, can I start?
Okay, Shan, let me just set the timer. Okay, yes, please.
I'm going to talk about Helen, one of my former colleagues, and the one who helps people often. And I met her first in 2018 when I was working up for an international fashion brand, and we were working together for 2 years, and we hit it off really well straight from the beginning itself. Moreover, when we get some customers such as elderly people, then she will be into them, and she will carry their bags, and she will accompany them to up to their vehicle, and she helped them to keep the things in place. So I think she's pretty gregarious, and she helps people, and she talked to them as well. She will give a good company to them as well. And um, anyway, after 2 years, she left the company and she chose another profession, which is aged care, where she can help elderly people very well. So I think she is the one who changed her profession itself to help others. So in a nutshell, I would say she is a person who is chasing her dream and desire to help others.
Okay. So it's 1 minute 29. So around 1.5 minutes. So it's still half minute less, right? Description is fine. The way you added the events in there, it's all good. But the little bit of, that sound, that one thing you have to exclude from your answer, right? And as you have to add more detail, so maybe you can add why she likes to help other people or older people, right? So the nature thing is fine. So maybe to extend the answer, maybe you just add an incident here, right? Just frame one sort of like when, or like maybe her parents, they are into the same profession, and she kept on learning from them, watching them. She grew up watching them. So maybe such things will add length to your answer, right? Okay, good. Okay, next is? No? Okay, I have to set the timer, and you have to speak 2 minutes, right? I won't be stopping you before 2 minutes.
There are few persons which help others, which I need. This person is my brother. I personally know him. Mostly he helps others, especially elders. He helps others because of his nature, and he knows the struggle and hardship. I personally think God help those who help others. I feel very proud of him because of him, the person who is in need fulfill their desires. I've just prepared this.
This is only 25. This is only 25 seconds, which is too less. 2 minutes. I'm saying 2 minutes. So you just heard to the Shan. So you see the way she added an intro, then talk about that person, that how she knows her, about her, and how she's helping other, and how she changed the profession. So still, even adding that much things, it is 1:30, 1 minute 30 second, but yours is 25 second, which is like, definitely it is not the time. It need to be more than this. So at least try to speak for 1 minute right now. Think about things and start again.
Okay. There are a few persons which help others, which I need. I know mostly people's. It is my brothers, and I have 3 brothers. So they both are help others. I personally know him. They always help others in mostly help other, especially elders and the elders with they want anything or the water or any thing uh, the- like they want because their nature is like that. They help and know the hardship and struggle they face in their uh, when they are younger age, so they help people mostly, and I feel very proud because of him. uh, so that the elders with the help, they fulfill their desires, and I think God help those who help others.
All right. So this is a nice try first, I would say, right? It is 128, but yeah, lot of repetition and fumbling, and you are just framing it while you are speaking it, right? So the task here is we have to frame it before, right?
Okay.
But yes, this is okay, fine. This is, I'm not judging you today because this is your first class here. It's okay, it's clearly fine. And you will be attending more sessions, you will be knowing more how to frame it.
Okay.
Yes, Shan, thank
Thank
you. Okay. Next is who? Who will be Sheetal? Okay. So let me reset it. Okay, I won't be speaking anything before 2 minutes. Only after 2 minutes, I'll telling you it's two, right? That
Okay,
means you
yeah,
keep on speaking. All right.
yeah. As a human being, to help other, it's our core responsibility. However, in recent time, due to the hectic schedule, people don't have a time to help others. But I'm feel proud. I know the one person who is willing to help others with the smiling face, and she is my teacher, and her name is Archana, because she came through the very hard time in her past life. her, her father was passed away when she was younger at 5 age. So her mother is grow up alone with hard work to be as a teacher. So she know the value of time, money, and hard work. So due to that experience, she run the non-profit organization for poor children, those parents who are not able to pay the fees for them. So she teach those students every day during her life since last 10 years. Moreover, she is optimistic, not stopping by doing that. Additionally, she every weekend go to the small villages and talk to the parents who are afraid to send the children to that non-profit organization. So after 15 years, she built up a 10,000 students career from that organization. Considering all of these factors, I would greatly felt motivated by her, and I'm willing to do help those children in my life whenever I get a chance. At the
Okay,
end,
so you're still in touch with that friend or teacher?
no, I just
Okay, it's 2 minutes. That's why I stopped you.
okay. Oh,
So this
sorry.
is, yeah, this is good. And also, you can just have a time stopwatch by you when you're speaking so that you know
Yeah,
this is time to finish, right?
yeah,
But even if you're not finishing it off, it's okay. Examiner will stop you in 2 minutes, right?
yeah,
Yes, this is good. Good.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, so Reshma,
Yes.
okay,
Ready?
yes.
So I'm set to speak about a person who often helped others. There are many people in my circle who has helped, often helped lots of people. But for me, my friend Rasmi, who is one of my closest friends from my childhood, has done a lot of inspiration work through for the social worker, being a social worker, providing proper education in an urban area. So she's really fun of helping the best she can with always a smile on her face and like educating people, fulfilling their needs, bringing books. It's the all necessary accessories for them just to make sure they're good. So like yeah, she was always inspiring people to make sure they do what they love to, not forcing them. And yeah, it's not only inspire me but like inspiring others, telling them like you should be doing that, this is what you are interested, so go for it. So you might not be good on that, so go for that. So that's how she worked on. And she has been doing a project recently which I'm also taking part in it. And like she always had one thing on her mind, saying she always tell to everyone saying that always be committed and hardworking and dedication in whatever you do. Don't think what other people think, just be committed and stay happy, stay smile, and just be focused.
All right. It is 1 minute and 31. That means it's 1 minute and a half, 1.5 minute. And yes, 1.5 minute is a good time. And yes, the content also, you have a lot of variation in that. And yes, but little more effort is required, you know, dragging it up to 2 minutes, a little more sentences, I mean few more sentences, little more effort is required, right? But yeah, whatever you spoken, whatever you're given answer here, that's right. Okay, so this is the cue card and this is how it will be, and this is how you will be having time, and you will be then speaking for 2 minutes after the examiners tell you that it is time to start speaking, right? Now, moving to the part 3, again, I won't be sharing the screen this time as well, because again, you will be only hearing the question by the examiner, right? So the part 3 question, remember that you have to give more developed answer, right? So we did a cue card about helping a person, like the person who love to help other people. So our cue card question are gonna be related with the similar category. Just a sec. All good. Okay, the first question here is, why are some people willing to help others? Why are some people willing to help others? Whosoever can answer, you can answer by yourself. I'm not taking names. Sheetal, okay, answer this one. Why are some people willing to help others?
Uh, some people willing to help other, the reason behind that, because of the moral value of the life what they believe. For example, legacy. If you have that level to help others, you have to help others to give someone hand to raise their life beautifully.
Okay. Any other person? Why are some people willing to help others? So if I would have to answer this question, I would say like this depends on different factors. Like some people, they are well off and they can help with the financial, amenities, facilities to the other people. Some people, they have that passion within them, like as you were just mentioning, some of your friends, your teacher, to help other. They don't have resources, but still they just gather the resources from whatever way possible and they help others. And sometimes the people, they do have life experience which are very hard and they don't want other people suffer in the same way. So I believe these are the few of the possible reasons why people willing to help others, right? Now, okay, the next question, I'll be asking that. What kind of help is best to provide? What kind of help is best to provide? Reshma, you have to answer this one. Don't keep quiet. Keep talking.
So, well, it depends upon what kind of help a person need, depending upon the help. So I would, can you repeat the question for me? I'm so sorry about
What
that.
kind of help is best to provide?
Okay. Yeah, so basically it's depend upon what kind of help a person needs. So if a person needs moral help, I would give the moral help.
Mm-hmm.
If it's like emotional help, if like somebody is going through bad
Mm-hmm.
times, I would like, so I think that
Mm-hmm.
moral helping is like much easier than the emotional one, because like you cannot understand how emotional, like what situation is going through that person, so you can like you're helping one help the other person that easily. But like moral help, like in general, like
Mm-hmm.
you can like help him easily or her
All right.
easily by saying a word or like
Mm-hmm.
buying gifts or doing something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah, that's
Okay,
it.
so the same question again. What kind of help is best to provide?
Um, there are several kind of helps we can provide to the individual. Mainly, it depends on the individual needs. For example, financial, food, shelter, we can provide them if they require
Mm-hmm.
in such kind of needs. Mainly, we don't need to open up the name who can do the help to those person to respect their self-respect.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so all right. So what kind of help is best to provide? Yes, opinion can vary here. Now, for some people, so yes, the moral emotional help is the best to provide a person, because that's the difficult sort of help when you are investing yourself emotionally in someone's difficulty. And the second is like it certainly depends on the need of the person. If he's a person after money, he's a person after some specific object, and you are helping emotionally, then it won't actually fulfill the need of that person, right? So there are different ways and kind of help which is best to provide to the person who is in need, right? Then next question, in what kinds of professions do people help others more? In what kind of professions do people help others more? Mio, answer this question. Mio, answer this question. Try to speak. Try to think.
In office work, it is mostly in office work where there's a migration work or any other people help others mostly.
All right. Any other views on it? Other people? What profession? Do people help others more in what kind of profession?
And in mostly the consultancy work or in office work, they help mostly the people come. They help their of in their they give advices and mostly and uh, for the work to you can easily easily
All right. So for you, it's consultancy sort of work or the migration advice offices. That's the places where they help people more. Fair enough. It's okay. Okay. What about other people opinion?
As per my opinion, individual industry play their part to help others as per their efforts. But as per my knowledge, the social worker or non-profit organizations such as Salvos, they can help indeed person, those who not able to afford or they not able to reach to their needs.
All right. So what you thought about the medical professionals, or what you thought about the educational professionals?
Yeah, frontline worker we can say.
Yes, we can also say that. So actually, these are the profession where people helping other people more, being it their profession, but still it needs a lot of effort in these professions to help others in their needs, which are actually, related to their life itself, right? For the better future, bright future, or for like saving their life as well. Okay, so your answers, yeah, they fit enough here. So maybe the answers can vary. For me, it's a counseling one, migration offices. For you, it could be something like the NGOs, non-profit one places, or any charity organization. For some people, it could be the frontline workers, right? And we can also cite this as an example of the current situation, like this COVID-19, that obviously the frontline people, they are the one who are helping the people in this pandemic, by going there, keeping their jobs intact, helping people, because just they are into so much of pain, and they are so much into they are just so afraid of the disease. So right, maybe we can just quote up with such an example of the recent situation, if we are just going with the medical professionals, right? So this is one way to extend the answer as discussed before. So the next here is, how should parents help their children? How should parents help their children?
parents help their children by giving their fees and by giving them to the breakfast uh, or school lunch, and they often help them by their work to do their work.
Okay. And yes, this is right. Sheetal, what do you want to say?
Parents help children in many various way to in their life. I would say there are main three way parents can help children. Mainly, they spend their time with them. Secondly, they can keep them busy with the activity. And third, they can also help to some pay academic fees. These three are the main things parents can help. Overall, others help to children.
Reshma, what do you have to say?
There are many ways a parents can help a children. The first would be teaching them the wrong and right for their future. The second would be being a friend to their children, not being a parents, not being strict, just fulfilling and making sure like the children is going in the right path. And thirdly, yeah, of course, the academic fees would go, foods and everything would be going. But I would still say like parents are the first person and a last person who can help in all of the needs and deeds wherever the
Mhm.
children are.
That's exactly right. Very nice. So well framed answer. Okay, the next one. Should developed countries help developing countries? Should developed countries help developing countries? Yes, please.
Can you repeat the question, please?
Should developed countries, the developed nations, help developing countries?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, undoubtedly, the developed country ought to help the developing country uh,
Mm-hmm.
because that's the best way to move life easy for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
So they can help them. Developing country also help a developed country in other way. Example, for example, developed country help as a financial help to developing country,
Mm-hmm.
and the developing country help as a developing country has a power of youth people, so
Mm-hmm.
they can send to the developing country as a migrant, so they can use their skill to build their economy to the developed country. I would say it's a vice versa help.
All right. So any other person? Should developed countries help developing nations? Yes, Reshma Mayo, what's your opinion on the same? Come on, you have to give answer because this is the last question.
Yes, developed countries can help developed countries because in many sense they need many things they need financial needs or they in education or in any aspect they can help
Mm-hmm.
the developed countries.
All right. And Reshma, what your views on the same?
So yes, so basically depends on, actually I won't go for like the one way answer. So it's a
Mm-hmm.
diplomatic kind of answer. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
That's what is needed here.
yeah, so it's basically like uh developing nations help developing nation to get a good growth for the economic purpose. But
Mm-hmm.
like why only developing, why not for the another not developing nation as well? So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I'm so bit confused.
All right. So you can, yes, you can add this to your answer. Like why only the developed nation or why the help is offered to developing one?
Yeah,
Why
exactly.
not to underdeveloped? Why not to the countries who are in dire need of help in many aspects? So yes, this could be your
True.
answer. So kindly
Okay.
continue with it.
Okay. So yeah, because like developing nation is itself developing in its way to its economic growth, financially growth. Even for rich people are always rich, poor are always poor, as we have always seen that. But like if we try to help them some undeveloped country, so we can like help them through education,
Mm-hmm.
some with the employment purpose, some
Mm-hmm.
workers like career motive, anything. But like they cannot, the undeveloped country itself, they cannot do it. They need the power, with they need something developed nation to help them, to support them to grow in and be in one of the state. But like developing country, one or the another, they are gonna be in one of the top position anyways. They are gonna go develop because yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. Yes, this is fair enough. Good answer. Okay, so guys, this is how your the whole of the speaking session will be, right? The part one, as we just asked question regarding, as I asked you question regarding the furniture. Then the part two, there will be a cue card, preparing for 1 minute, speaking for 2 minutes, and then comes these questions. You see these questions, the last one, they are thought provoking. Like we have to think how I can answer this question, what things I am adding to this one. And it is necessary you are giving 3 to 4 sentence answer at least. When you're saying 1 or 2 sentence, it's not sufficient here, right? So these are the many things to take care when you are sitting for the speaking exam, to get 7 or more than that, whatever is your requirement, right? So like as per the answers I heard from you guys, so right now it's not 7, right? It is below that, and majority of the student, they need 7 band, right? That's what the criteria, 777, that's what we all need for the different purposes, right? For migration, for study, you never know, right? So right now it's not up to that mark, but yeah, you have to practice, come up with the answer, and just involved with the answer, add examples to that, reasoning to that, explanations to that, so that you are just giving sufficient answers here. Okay, right now that's the end for the speaking one. Now I'm sharing one of the reading part, because we are done with one complete test, so we have time to go with one reading. It says the coral reefs of Agatti Island, right? So what we have to do here, we have to give the headings to these paragraphs, right? So we got the paragraph up to I, right? But I'll just make sure that you can see. So this is like 1 to 9 question where we are choosing the headings for the paragraph. So list of the paragraphs or list of the heading is here, right? So I just make you see. You can pick one depending on what heading can you give to that certain paragraph, right? The question category is paragraph heading. So you're reading the paragraph, right, and understanding what this paragraph is about, and according to that you are picking up the option from one of these given responses. Just a sec, let me just fix this one. Right. I'll just increase the font size as well for you guys to look. There are a few more. Okay, so these are numerically numbered, like 1, 2, the Roman number, sorry, 1, 2, 3, and this is 4, the low cost of equipment. So we have what we have to do for every, like this is the heading to entire passage, like this is one complete passage. So this is the heading to the one complete passage, the coral reefs of Agatti Island. Now our task here is we have to give the individual headings to every paragraph in this passage given, like A, B, C, D. So suppose like the first one we're reading it, that Agatti is one of the Lakshadweep island off the southwest coast of India. These islands are surrounded by lagoons and coral reefs, which are in turn surrounded by the open ocean. Coral reefs, which are formed from the skeleton of minute sea creature, give shelter to a variety of plants and animals, and therefore have the potential to provide a stream of diverse benefits to the inhabitants of Agatti Island. Now, we have read this one. We got the idea of this paragraph, what it is containing, what it is about. Now go to the list of the headings provided, right? Go to the list of the heading provided and see what could be the possible answer for a paragraph, right? Like here, so if I go after the headings here, like all the headings here, island legends. So this is not something sort of discussed in there. Resources for exchange, So there is no exchange thing mentioned in there. Competition for fishing, right? No, not either. It's not talking about as that as well. Low cost of equipment, of course not. There is no equipment mentioned in there. Agathis, favorable location, right? So yes, this could be one option here because this is talking about the Kadi itself, right? It's talking about its location, right? Where it is located and surrounded by lagoon, reefs, right? Open ocean. And, this could be one possible heading for this passage. So for me, passage A, the heading fifth is the right answer. So that means I'll be writing answer here for the passage A. It's fifth for me, right? So now fifth is taken. So same way, we will be going after every passage or paragraph and then picking up a suitable heading for every paragraph, right? So yeah, now it's your time. Read the paragraph B. Understand what it is talking about. Come to headings. Suppose you feel like it's just an example. This is right answer. This is just an example that I feel like, okay, this heading number 11 is good for paragraph B. So here answer will be 11, which is just an example to show you, right? Read it, understand what this is about, and then give the heading out of the 12 headings. Now 11 headings because one is taken already. So I'm not saying the answer, I'm just making you explain here. So in the first place, the reefs provide food and other product for consumption by the islanders themselves. So islander, who they are referring to, the inhabitants of the island, of course, right? Food include different type of fish, octopus, molluscus, and in the case of poorer family, these constitute as much as 90% of the protein they consume. So medicinal purposes, reef sources are also used. The money kowire, a shell known locally as Valakawadi, is commonly made into a paste and used as a home remedy to treat cyst in the eye, right? So now just come to the headings. C, which is actually can be a suitable heading if I have to give this to paragraph B, and then move on to C, marking it off. And you can easily get that. Go after heading, you will get the answer. Have you got the answer for B? Sheetal, have you got the answer for B?
Yes, but to give together or one?
No, give together only and
Okay.
send in the chat box. You know how to send
Yeah.
everybody answer for like paragraph A as the answer is 5. So write A 5, B, whatever the answer number is. So just write down that number and the chat box and I get your messages straight away. I'll be back in 2 minutes. I want to grab a glass of water. So yeah, I'll be just back.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you guys. Okay, so yes, Reshma, that's right for the B. Now same way, go after the C. Read it, look what it is consisting of, come back to option and mark the answer. Okay, that's for C. Yes, that's right, Reshma. I'll keep checking the option once I receive from everyone. Answer number D for Reshma, that means the paragraph D. Okay, yeah, that's right. Very good. I'm waiting for other participants to send your answers as well. Yeah, take your time. I want you to find all the A to I paragraphs, B to I. So when, yeah, all answers together, I'll be telling Reshma. You keep sending. Yeah. Okay, Sheetal, you find all. Mia, you find all. Okay, so just let me see your answers. First, yeah, that's right. First is B or A? Sheetal? Sheetal, can you hear me?
Yeah, first is A.
Okay. Okay, then first is right, but second is wrong. Third is wrong. Fourth wrong. My God. Fifth is right. Sixth is wrong. Seventh right. Eighth right. Ninth wrong. And Meo, B paragraph right. C right. D wrong. E, uh, yeah, that's right. And F, no, this is not right. And G, yeah, that's right. H, no, that's not right. And I, no, that's not right. And Reshma, so I told you for paragraph, so whatever is, okay. So G is not right, Reshma. F is not right. Rest are right. So find the one which are wrong.
I mean, 1 to 9 is like A to I is in sequence, right? 1 to 9 means
I didn't get you.
1 to 9 question means paragraph A to paragraph I. That's in sequence, right? In question, like paragraph A is means.
Yeah, that's in sequence. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so Reshma, I just told your answer till G, I guess. Okay, I'm saying them again. The B, C, D, E, F, and no, not F. F and G is not right. H is right, and I you haven't sent. Mio, Aman, Sheetal, Reshma, I'm waiting for the answers which are wrong. You have sent wrong. Reshma, that's for the last one. Yeah, that's right. That's right. And Sheetal, yeah, second is right, B. C is not right. Third is not right. Fourth is right now. Yeah, Reshma, I think this is right for F. Yeah, that's right for F. G is still wrong, Reshma. Yeah, it's not right. No. No, this is not. Oh, I don't know how you are writing answers here. Just a sec, yeah. I need to check them again. Okay, so the one you sent for the last one, Reshma, that's what I'm just wondering about. The one you sent for the last one is not right. Okay, the answer you have sent there is not right. Actually, that's the answer for this one, right? So I think that this makes things clear for you. So
So is it the competition for
yeah, the answer I'm sending you.
fishing, right? Although,
No,
yeah,
answer I'm sending you.
yeah, sure. Thank you.
Sorry. So here it is. And
Yeah, so I have written in the first one, I have written GS7, but you said that was wrong.
okay, so I was talking about the last one to be wrong.
Oh, is that the last I, the first one, Island Lazen? Is that the one you're talking?
Yes, but actually you don't have to say answer as others are finding them.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Okay, but that's okay, fine this time. So that's why I'm talking on message, you see? Okay, yeah, that's true. So yeah, there you actually missed the thing. Okay, you actually just confused me up. I'm just typing in the real answers for you here. All right, just a second. So this is not the one I have sent you. This is this, and this is this. One last time, let me check them again. Yes, and yes. Yeah, so I was right basically at the first time only. Okay, you get that? These are the answers. So the one you have told me, that's not right. So you put I mean, both of them at different opposite places, better say. Okay, and Sheetal, the third one, which is C. No, I guess this is no. This is not right for C. No, 6 is F. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so guys, let me say the answers here. The answer number for paragraph A is 5. Paragraph B is 8. Paragraph C is 11. Paragraph D is 2. Paragraph E is 4. Paragraph F is 9. Paragraph G is first, the one. And paragraph H is 12. And paragraph I is 7. Right? So these are the answers here. So 5, 8, 11, 2, 4, 9, 1, 12, and 7. Okay, so you got the answers? Yeah. So yeah, that's all for today class. So there is no weekend class. It's off on weekend. So enjoy the weekend, and I'm ending this session for now. We'll be seeing you on Monday. And Monday definitely will be starting with another module of the IELTS exam, same like this, right? And that's all for today. Is that all
Yeah.
good? Should I end this session now?
Yes. Thank you, Aman. Have
All
a good
right,
time.
Sheetal. Yeah, you too. Have a good
Thank
weekend.
you.
Reshma, have a good
You too. Have a
weekend.
good one.
Maman.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Bye
Thank
bye.
you. Okay, bye-bye. Take care. See you on Monday then, 2 to 4. Yeah, bye-bye.
See you. Yeah. Bye bye.